17 portraits, 17 lives cut short. Just days after the Parkland, Florida shooting, Carolina Johnson began working on these portraits of the victims, the first project for the nonprofit Art for Reform.
This has to stop, and there has to be a solution.
Johnson, an artist, and Janelle Carney, an attorney, founded the nonprofit. They want to raise money for what they call common sense gun reform efforts.
The left and the right and everyone was fighting and forgetting that this was a massacre. We came up with this idea of using art to compel people to get involved in their communities.
And one piece of artwork in this exhibit stands alone.
It actually was the hardest painting to do because it had affected me deeply. Reading the stories, it gutted me. And I made 3 paintings of him until I felt like I got it right.
It's of Sam Strahan, the teen who was shot and killed at Freeman High School last September.
Since that day, so many more students have died while they were at school.
Sam's mother, Amy, spoke at the art exhibit about what she called the worst day of her life.
I screamed a lot and I cried. I lost my breath and I lost myself, who I'm still trying to find.
As she continues to deal with the loss of her son, she wants to make sure other families don't have to go through what her family has.
If you love your family, do right by them. Keep the guns out of the hands of children by whatever means possible.
And for those here tonight, after the tragedies of today, there is hope that a portrait of a better tomorrow can still be painted.
Children should come home, right? Sam should have come home.
You'll usually find Whitworth's senior Kat Duarte behind a computer screen, working out the kinks and bugs of computer applications, which is something she'd never thought she'd be doing.
My dad does computer science, and when I was 4, I said, I never, ever want to do that. That looks awful.
Both her parents work in STEM fields, but she didn't find much interest in it until one day.
High school, I said, well, maybe I'll do computer science. And some person looked at me and said, you don't look like a computer scientist. And I impulsively decided to come to Whitworth and get a degree in it to prove them wrong.
With a strong resolve, she set out to break the mold of what a computer scientist looks like with a major in computer science with a focus in networking. Kat says there's about 25 computer science students in her graduating class, and there are just 4 women, a fact that only motivated her more while in school. And that hard work landed her an internship at Google.
It's a way of encouraging outreach to change the problem, change the face of computer science.
She worked on their trust and safety team where they found ways to stop hackers and fraud.
Really a fun, amazing team, fast-paced, constantly investigating fraud in order to promote the user. So protecting Google users is what our whole team was about.
Google liked what they saw so much. In July, she'll start as a permanent member of their team. For you, what do you hope to be able to accomplish with your new job and your career?
Awareness. Too often what ends up happening is people think we don't have a problem. It's not we're being intentionally sexist or we're not intentionally doing anything to stop women from going into this. Because we're not doing anything intentionally to keep them from going there, there isn't a problem. And creating that awareness for, is there a problem of something, is there something further you could do to help more people want to come into the field?
Eastern Washington students and faculty came together to spread a message of love, inclusion, and positivity. They say any messages on campus that they deem hateful will not stand.
We do not tolerate, accept, or condone racism or racist acts.
That's the message these Eastern Washington students and staff hope to spread. They came together for a unity rally after signs like these were posted on campus last week. They promote a national group believed to be a white supremacist organization.
It hurt a lot of people. I felt very targeted and concerned that this was happening in my community.
And there's just this feeling of dread because you're asking yourself, am I safe?
And that feeling was felt on Gonzaga University's campus as well. The school reported 3 stickers on their campus around the same time Eastern students began seeing them.
Here in Eastern, so we can make this campus and keep this campus being the safe community that we know it should be.
But they weren't up for long.
We will not allow racism to flourish or even to set foot on this campus.
Students tore down the signs and looked to build up one another.
Eastern Washington is a safe place, and how these acts of hatred are intolerable, and that students can feel safe here and that their voices will be heard.
This isn't one person against all of this hate. This is all of us coming together. I know that love is going to overcome hate.